Hello, this is Michele Knight, and here's your general overview for July 2017 astrology. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a doom and gloom astrologer. I believe that we can transform all the energy around us and turn lead into gold. We really are soul alchemists. But this month there are some challenges and there are things that we have to address. There's a lot of anger, there's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of feeling of insecurity. But if you pay attention to what the planets are trying to tell you, there is the opportunity to transform, come into your power and open up the deepest compassion for yourself and others. Here's the monthly astrology. July kicks off on the 2nd with Mars, the planet of action, fire and war, opposing Pluto, the lord of transformation. Now, this can create a real drive to go after what we want regardless of the risk. There may be feelings of anger, or you may feel as if somebody's trying to kind of push you in some way. So you have to kind of look out for what you're feeling. Now, Mars is in Cancer, so some of these emotions might be about home and family, and Pluto is in Capricorn. So there's this sense of conflict between sensitivity and action. So it's important that you find the balance with that. And whatever you do, do not leave ultimatums or lay down ultimatums or push for something just because your ego or your pride is wounded. All of us have to go within our hearts this month, starting from the very get-go. On the 5th, Venus, the planet of love, is going into Gemini, giving all of us the ability to be a little bit more reserved in the way that we feel about things. We go into our sense of thinking rather than feeling. We can analyse our relationships without being swamped by emotions. It's also good for flirtation and talking to people about what's going on in our personal relationships. Also on the 5th, though, Mercury, the planet of communication, is squaring Uranus, the lord of the unpredictable. There's likely to be a conversation out of the blue that is unexpected. On a positive note, it can be very exciting and you can think out of the box and suddenly the conversation shifts direction. But it does come out of the blue. Mercury, the planet of communication, is also entering Leo on the 6th. So Mercury in Leo is very confident, very self-assured, and it adds to that energy of this month where everybody is like, yes, I am right. And that's why we've got to make the most of communication and use the positives of that Leo energy, which is generosity of spirit, kindness and courage. With the full moon on the 9th, we have a particularly spectacularly intense full moon. And that's because the moon is conjunct Pluto. I have to say this month, all of our primal emotions are stoked. That gives us the opportunity, particularly with the full moon, where our unconscious is stirred, to examine what's going on in the deepest parts of our being, the shadowy sides. It might bring up feelings of obsession or jealousy, particularly as the full moon is opposing Mars and the sun. So we've got this kind of sense of everything is in the air. All sides of yourself are being challenged in some way, and you are looking at your emotions to see what kind of radical emotional changes you need to take this month, and in fact for the rest of your life. It feels that there's something coming up for all of us that is showing us what we need to change and what shadow we need to deal with. On the 10th, the sun is opposing Pluto. Again, it's a sense of fight and everybody wanting to be right. And I think that that's the main energy of this month, actually. And if you find yourself in a situation where you're like, I'm right, or someone else is going to you, no, I'm right, take a sidestep. Go into your sense of compassion. Put yourself in someone else's shoes. It's one of the most powerful things that we can do. You know, life is very rarely black and white and about right and wrong. And it's very easy when we're feeling insecure or challenged or push, particularly when our primal emotions are stoked, to see that and to step aside. On the 17th, Venus, the planet of love, is squaring Neptune, making us fall into very romantic emotions, but be warned, love is a little bit unclear on that day, and also we may be super sensitive. On the one hand, we're psychic and intuitive, but on the other hand, we could be feeling paranoid, or our emotions are kind of muddled up in some way. It is great to have a good romantic time and to, you know, screw reality and just enjoy yourself in a fuzzy haze of love and soft pink glows of happiness, which is probably much needed. But do bear in mind that you're not thinking very clearly on that day. With Mars squaring Uranus on the 18th, we could see some unexpected strong emotions flying about. But good news, we also on the 18th have Venus, the planet of love, trine Jupiter, the planet of good fortune. We have the opportunity for a real breakthrough and expansion and evolution of our love energy. That involves unconditional love for ourselves. It also involves our personal relationships. And it is probably one of the best days of the month, the 18th, as long as you can deal with Mars square Uranus. That can actually bring unexpected passion to the surface. Mercury is also trining Saturn on the 19th, bringing some security and some groundedness to your conversations. On the 20th, Mars, the planet of action, is entering Leo, giving us all courage, giving us a roar, relighting our energetic fire. But with the Sun squaring Uranus on the 21st, got to be careful, because again, there's kind of unexpected argy-bargy. Also, it may be that we feel challenged. If someone's challenging our status quo, challenging our day-to-day routines, or challenging something that we're used to doing, again, it can bring a reaction. The key to this month, the lesson, the sole lesson for our evolution this month is to not be threatened by things, but to learn to be like the river and to go round the stones. Do not feel that we have to kind of force our way through situations. The Sun on the 22nd is entering Leo. This is cheerful. This is creative. In fact, Mars in Leo is very creative, generous of spirit, and kind of very loving, and is good for passion. The new moon on the 23rd is also a little bit challenging, I'll be honest with you. It's squaring Uranus. It's conjunct Mars. Now, actually, it could be that we have a big breakthrough, because this new moon in Leo is giving us the courage and the confidence to let something go. And Mars is also saying, right, come on, let's go. And of course, the new moon and Mars together create a perfect energy. It's also trine Chiron, giving us the opportunity to heal a real soul situation. And I do believe that that new moon is all about getting our self-confidence, being able to be our authentic self, and making peace with who we are and being proud of who we are. Okay, it is square Uranus, so you might find that unexpected things happen that day, but you can handle it because Leo is giving you the strength. With Venus opposing Saturn on the 24th, again, you're looking at what it is that you want in terms of relationships, and you may feel constricted or constrained in your life to stop you fully flowing. That will pass. Look deep into it. What is the message? Also on the 24th, Mercury is trine Uranus, so a message could come to you out of the blue that makes things clear. On the 26th, Mercury is going into Virgo, allowing us to take care of the small details, get small jobs done to create massive changes. It is the tiny steps, it's each tiny step that brings us towards our goal. And if we ignore paperwork or we don't do small tasks, they too can build up into a mountain of doom. People often say to me, how come you've done 6,000 videos and written thousands of articles? And it literally, you just one at a time builds up. And that's how really is the key to success, taking it each step at a time, challenging patterns and doing what you got to do. The Sun conjunct Mars on the 27th in Leo is giving us great drive, great fuel, great passion, and great confidence to move forward. With Venus sextile Uranus on the 30th, there's a spontaneous and uplifting and unexpected air to our love life and our sense of community at the end of the month. And finally, on the 31st, Venus, the planet of love, is entering lovable, nurturing Cancer. Now, don't be alarmed by some of the intense energies of this month. It's better to know than not know, and it's actually about all of us being a virus of love and kindness in these turbulent times. You know, many countries, many communities, many people are going through major upheaval, massive polarization, and, you know, it's getting pretty out of hand. This month, see yourself as a droplet of love that soothes the waters in our community and in our world and spreads goodness, compassion, and understanding. Take care, gorgeous, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and share if you do. And I've got a little present for you. If you go to horoscope.co.uk, I now have not only a free chart wheel, but free birth chart interpretation. So pop along and have a look. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.